So so let's do what every guy at home is waiting for. Let's talk about his ex and how she's inevitably going to fuck up her next relationship. So let's talk about if you could give us some evidence or some examples of a girl who may be monkey branching from one relationship into another one too soon. And what are some symptoms? Like, can you give me a scenario? Because you gave us the guy scenario, like maybe the toxic boundaries and stuff. How does this play out so a guy can identify this kind of girl and be like, wait a minute, this girl's still like not okay up here. She's still traumatized about what happened to her in the previous dating experience.
Yeah.
Could you talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. And so the girl who this is why I say a really good green flag is a girl who takes long breaks from men after relationships break up. That's a green flag. So
And
some
so
guy
what would you define as long time of
at least 90 days to, 6 months, even longer. So if she took like she had like let's say she had 15 notches, she's 30 years old. I mean, so like these are normal numbers though for the weirdos that don't actually deal with women in the chat. Okay. The normal number, she's had her first sex experience at 15. She's 30. She's had 15 partners and let's say 3 serious boyfriends. If after each serious boyfriend, she took, 4 months to 6-7 months off, meaning no sex, no banging other dudes, just figuring out what happened, processing things, working on her life. Huge green flag. Huge green flag. What that demonstrates is that she has preserved an ability to, as what's called pair bond or neurologically bond through sex, meaning, having sex with a brand new partner for her to try to get over the old one would feel bad to her, would have a bad association in her brain because she has the positive association and the oxytocin attachment from her ex partner, that she's considered a boyfriend. That's how we know she preserved her pair bonding, that she has that ability when she's somebody who, takes significant breaks. I'd say at least about 90 days to 4 months, is pretty good.
Do you think, let me ask you something, because everybody's saying like, women have sexual needs and this and that. Do you think like this kind of
it's such a
compulsion?
cop out.
Yeah. Do you think this like, because I look at it as a sexual compulsion that
Sure.
unhealthy women are trying to act on?
Oh, it is. Well, and you have to keep in mind, like most women, and this is actually probably maybe doing something on my channel about this because I'm getting into the sex material with my mastermind group. And so the most women are not having good sex. Their sex that they're having isn't really to an elevated level.
And is it because of the quality of the sexual acts or is it the emotional connection?
Both. It's both things. And so for women, this getting a new sex partner is more about fitting in socially and raising her self-esteem and feeling like her value is increased through the fact that she can get a guy to sleep with her. You know what I mean? The actual enjoyment of the sex, and I'm not going to say girls don't enjoy sex. Sex is like pizza, even if she's not having great orgasms, it's still pizza. But when we look at the numbers and it's like, as much as, anywhere from 2/3 to 75% of women don't orgasm through penetration. You know what I mean? It's like that's not in my mind good. We have a large percentage of women out there that have never orgasmed before in their life. We have other percentages that can only do so without a guy by themselves or with a toy or something. It's like they're not like we get this picture in our mind because guys are too indoctrinated from porn that the Chad she slept with was just like railing her, like her ex was just like railing her out. She's having like a million orgasms and like all this shit. No, and I even fell into that as I got highly improved in my sexual abilities and could create a lot of experiences for women. I fell into that trap because in my mind, it was like, I only experience her actually as she is with me, but I'm creating all of these, intense experiences for her. And she's like, well, I've never experienced this before in my life. And then this is old me, years ago would be like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? I'm sure she's like this with all the dudes. No, reality is when it comes down to it, a lot of times they're not, now granted, there's a third of women out there that maybe had really a good experience here or there, so it's not like every girl has bad experiences. We will tend to hyper focus on the ones that have had the good experiences and who sound like they have had that because that is an anxiety for men, right? We have something called retroactive jealousy. We want to protect our paternity for new partners. So we'll hyper focus on the girls that, seem to have had good sex partners and good sexual experiences in her past, ignoring the fact that 2/3 of these other women have not. You know what I mean? And so they're not even having to say, oh, they need two, they need this. It's bullshit. Most of them are having a better orgasm on their own. They're not like guys. You know what I mean? Their bodies don't even work like guys. She doesn't become sexually addicted like that unless she's with a guy like who knows what he's doing and can create that addiction. You know what I mean? And which is positive in a long-term situation, very much not positive when the breakup happens. But that's a whole different thing. And she's not, even if she is in that addiction, in other words, like she's having a lot of orgasms and really anchored to this guy, well, that creates an increase of dopamine association and oxytocin bonding to that guy, which means new partners are almost useless to her. You know what I mean? So like if she's having, good sex with somebody and feels bonded to somebody, she's not going to just get that, erased from a new guy. You know what I mean? And so to say well, women need sex too, like they're dudes, it's a coping mechanism. It's absolute bullshit. Because there's other associations they have with the act of sex. The reason they're doing it is simply to, try to get over the old person and break the oxytocin attachment that they had. It's a deliberate measure and they're socially conditioned and told to do it. So they're listening to their friends. They think it increases their value. Like women have been so lied to believe that being able to sleep with a guy means they're valuable. It's like, no, you have a vagina. You can sleep with anybody. That doesn't make you valuable. That's like saying my ability to make toast in the morning makes me valuable. Like I got a fucking toaster, 2 hands and bread. Like this is not hard. You know what I mean? And so women are lied to in that sense. And that's why they do these behaviors. A girl who takes long breaks, that's a green flag. That says that she was bonded and had a bond to another person. Now, a lot of guys will get insecure about that and go, well, she had a bond to this person. Well, okay, just be a better partner. You can't do anything about that. It's better that she had a bond and had trouble breaking bonds when she had them than having no bond at all and just getting under another dude right away. No big deal. You know what I'm saying? That's a prognosis for failure in a relationship more so than having bonds with people and the ability to bond. So whether they're driven to jump into bed with somebody else, or they're just, conditioned in following a bad prescription, either way, the action of that it really compromises their ability to attach healthy, and so then they'll find themselves into unhealthy attachment behaviors and unhealthy relationship behaviors, and also mate discarding behaviors, all things that are not conducive of a good relationship. That's what makes a girl show up with entitlement, ingratitude, taking for granted her partner, being combative, not handling arguments right, doing things like having attachment and love bombing, but then not, withdrawing that and being a fucking bobblehead the rest of the time. And then a guy being confused as to what's going on, like not being a healthy communicator. Like all of these things can occur from polluted attachment mechanisms from these behavior,